Hello. Yeah, it's been quite some time and I'm still figuring out. I don't know where the music thing is. Yeah, right. So, need some kind of background music, right? If anybody has joined, please feel free to comment and let me know if everything is all right so that I can just talk about things. I don't know which was the song that was good last time, so it's been quite some time since I did this. So yeah, it's good to be back. I know not many people join, so it's an added advantage sometimes. Like you don't have to talk too much about things that you don't want to. So I'll wait for a few minutes before I can start talking about different things. I have to check the comments as well. So yeah, please feel free to please like the stream so that new people can join the live and understand what's going on here. Okay, so I am currently in Vizag and it's been raining continuously for like last one and a half day. I mean almost on and off. So I thought why not do this in this romantic weather? Try and talk to people. It's been a long time since we did this, so it'll be a good time to just talk about random shit. I'm checking if I am getting my video. Uh, so what do we have? Two likes, one viewer. Anyway, so the basic idea for today's session is to just talk about things that we didn't talk about. Also about the movies that I watched recently, the big releases of the weekend, and the India England series that happened, and things like that. So yeah, it's uh, it's an exciting video lined up, but we if there are people that can engage and talk about different things, then it'll be great. So let's wait for like another minute or so that we can just talk about things then. So if anybody's watching, please let me know if the sound is good, if you can hear properly and see the video properly. If not, I can try and do some what do you say, modifications. And please comment at every chance that you get. It is good. It it will help me understand what's going on with the video, and I can kind of understand whether this is going well or not. So yeah. I think there's a slight lag in it. I think because as I can see it on my laptop, so there is some kind of a lag. Anyways, that's not the point. Let's go ahead and there's one other person who's watching. I want to know who you are. Comment. Talking on lives is quite strange because for the first few minutes you don't know who has joined and who you're talking to, and if you're just randomly doing it out on a whim, then it's even more uh, comedic because you don't know whether whatever you're saying is anybody going to listen, or are they going to watch this video, and are they going to see the intro where you just talk randomly about all the random bullshit. Anyways, so that's not the point. So today I'd like to start with the movies section. I watched both Coolie and War 2, and to my utter disappointment, both movies were like pretty bad. Not pretty bad. One was absolutely awful. The other one was slightly less awful than the other one. So yeah, I wanted to share my thoughts, like not in a condescending way that says that I am like a an expert in cinema and I'm trying to tell the creator or the makers of the movie how they should make it, but more from a fan perspective where there was no respect to the viewer. To be honest, uh, I think there was a lot of potential for both the stories or the movies to take the film to a greater level or an extent, but to be honest, both the directors or the complete writing and story department, they failed emphatically because there was not much depth in whatever they've written, and it's kind of disappointing to see a lot of or heaps and loads of talent and stardom in the movies, and they are practically doing nothing because the story doesn't have enough depth in it. The creators or the makers had to rely on extensive CGI works sometimes. I think I'm here talking about War 2, where there are loads of scenes where both the protagonists are just fighting, and it was, I don't know, it's it's very funny. The movie, half the time I was laughing because there was no point to so many things. Even if you shut off your brain, which you normally should for commercial movies, even if you shut it off, it feels like, oh no, they've fucked it up badly. And it it kind of really reflects on how bad it is. I mean, you just can't find out a way to like the movie, because here I'm talking about extensively about war, because I had expectations. I mean, not too much, because I haven't watched the first war. And I was like, okay, Hrithik Roshan and Junior NTR, they should be good, because both are extremely capable actors who can pull off great works, great piece of acting and stuff like that. But this was like an epic uh, failure. Uh, I think for the initial part of whatever introduction that they've written for Junior NTR, it was utterly disappointing and foolish. The background sounds, I don't know, since he's called the young tiger here, and I don't know what they thought to add the tiger sounds. And I don't know, like um, there's no point for showing them in that way. Like, you basically hype them up, and then you try to replicate that with the action scenes to justify the hyped up dialogues, and then you have to move to some other set piece where again you hype up with the, like, nobody can defeat him and there's only one guy who can defeat this guy, and you bring both of them in front of each other and they start fighting. And I don't know, it's bad. Like, there's no conviction in the writing, there's nothing solid in the writing to push both the actors to an extent where they both can perform at the highest level. But this is more like a comedic stuff, just purely to milk the audience, based on their stardom, because both the actors have huge following. And I don't know how the fans felt, but as a neutral person watching the movie, watching these two stars going on about it, I think it was really disappointing. And coming to Cooley as well, like, this was a Rajini movie that I watched after a long time, and there was there was a lot of hype as usual, because it was directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, and he's like the informed director who's doing these great action movies with all the big stars. And uh, that was also like pretty disappointing, because there was not much meat in the story. Even when there was, like, it has been, what do you say, it's been muddled with a lot of action, sometimes unnecessary action. And there are so many characters, one from Telugu, one from Tamil, one from Malayalam. You want so many people on the stage, and but there's nothing they could do for a longer time. And maybe this is like a fanboy moment for Lokesh, and he wanted to try and do something for Rajni, but it didn't really reciprocate. I mean, it didn't really reflect on the screen. I don't know if anybody has watched both the movies, and if you have any ideas, please share it so that we can talk about it. Uh, Personally, I didn't like both the movies, as, like, the hype they had and the performances that were expected, and whatever we saw was like utter bullshit. So I'm sorry, like, I'm talking like a typical reviewer guy, but yeah, probably half the people who watched might understand where all of this is coming from, because clearly these are not the movies that we want to watch, especially with the bigger stars. So I think it's high time. I don't know. So if you guys have any thoughts on the movies, we can talk about it. I think I can put up questions, kind of a thing, where we can talk about these things. Let's see if we have that. So, uh, what do you think? What did you think of? Think of Curly and War 2. Yeah. So, if anybody is watching, please feel free to talk about these things whenever you think that, like, whenever you feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. Anyways, coming to the next part, I think I wanted to talk about the cricket series that had happened between India and England, and that was an epic series because, especially with the team that the Indians had, a young team, young captain, a coach under fire with nothing to show for, and the team has delivered quite, what do you say, with a spirit that we haven't seen in the last 1 year or so, because there was no fight basically. Whenever we needed the fight, there was nothing there, and this time the team has shown excellent conviction. So yeah, uh, we can talk about the India England series. If anybody has any questions, we can talk about that. And I'm looking for comments if there are any. It's okay even if there's nothing. So what else? So since it's been raining for a great amount of time here in Vizag, it's been it's been raining for a long time, and I think there's like thunderstorm alert or something. And it is like I just remembered that, like, previously when it used to rain, I I used to run away to the beach. Like, I mean, just before just before it rains, I used to go on the scooter because my house is quite near to the beach. I used to go to the beach, like do a small round in the Arke Beach Road and then come back. I'm sure many of the people in Vizag would have done that because it is like a great feeling just to ride along the beach road just by the shore, uh, enjoying and experiencing the breeze of the sea. So yeah, it used to be great back then. Nowadays, I think due to the traffic, it's been quite a difficult thing to do, which I've experienced in the past 1 month or so. So yeah, uh, talking about rain, like, I've been thinking of what were the movies that had good good scenes in the rain, or like having rain as an integral part of some scene or something like that. And I think one movie that comes to mind is like Memories of Murder. I'm not sure if many people have watched it, but it's a Korean serial killer kind of movie, like Korean detective movie where the police are trying to find a serial killer who's assaulting women back in 80s or 90s. So I think the use of rain in that movie is beautiful. Like, and then I think recently, Parasite does a great job of showing how rain affects people, especially the rich and the poor, and it does great juxtaposition of things. And thinking of other movies, maybe a couple of Indian movies, maybe I think Okay Kanmani has a great climax scene, I guess, in the rain, Okay, so I don't remember, but yeah, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. And yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about on the live about the movies that I watched. I'm sure people who might have watched might have more opinions, and yeah, it would be great if anybody has any more questions. I've written down a few topics that I want to talk about, like coming to like life, adulting, and random thoughts about what we are doing on this planet, kind of thing. So, about that, I think let me think about that. I've written down somewhere about the questions that I wanted to talk about, or the things that I wanted to talk about. So it's more like, yeah, like talking about how adulting feels just these days. Uh, like I think it's quite difficult to deal with so many things right now, and I'd wish for everyone to take care of their mental health properly, because we tend to we just tend to overlook these things and think that we can handle and manage everything, but sometimes it's not possible, and it's important for us to accept that we need help, or we need some kind of support from people, someone to listen to, and yeah, kind of uh, talk about things, to just to talk about things in general. And I don't know, like it's it's funny nowadays, like I want to create a lot of stuff and want to talk about so many things, and sometimes it feels like, what is this guy doing? Like there's no there's no fire in the stomach or the belly. When he talks on the videos, it feels like he's just sleeping, and nobody would like to listen to things like this. And maybe that's true, and I don't know, but I would like my videos to be like this. I think it's like a personally designed kind of way of expression, because I don't want it to be flashy or noisy or loud. I want it to be simple and just like somebody's talking to you, like you are you are engaging with a friend and is talking about random things. And I think that's what I want it to be like. We have enough people doing all the fancy stuff with all the editing, with the loud shouting and stuff like that. And sometimes I want to try and do that, but it doesn't come out well. It feels odd, it doesn't feel natural to me. And in a way, it feels like very forced upon. And that's why I want to give a shot in for, like, to try and do things my way. uh, Very mellowish kind of thing, very simple and subtle, and yeah, just randomly jabbering about so many things. What else? I've been thinking a lot after coming to India for a vacation. It's been a long vacation, and I'm trying to do a lot of things, as I said in my last video. Like it it should naturally come out, and sometimes we push too hard, and sometimes it doesn't feel like something needs to go out. Even when you try so much, it doesn't happen, and I think that's what's happening to me. And every time I have to do something, I have to push myself to a great extent to start doing things, to create an output that will be good. So yeah, What else? If anybody has joined, and if anybody other than me is watching, please comment and like and subscribe and whatnot, because I don't know, the algorithm likes it that way. I'm not sure how this works, but uh, I don't know. Not sure how these things work, like whether having a title should is it the start time? It already started. I think I can't change it from here, but uh, let's see if we can do it from here. There have been a couple of people who joined and then they left. Fucking asses. I want to engage with people like around me. Like it will be interesting to talk to people who usually don't follow me, and it'll be great to have someone to just like people who are trying to create stuff. It'll be great to have people asking questions, finding common uh, answers to different questions and things like that. So I'm not sure how this works, but I just want to think that it will be an interesting thing to just have a community kind of feeling where you can talk to people about the common things that you go through, how to read or how to write, or how to improve your voice, how to talk about different things, and how you can exhibit a different kind of a video. How can you change formats? How to create stuff and things like that. I know I find myself to be pretty bad at selling myself, because I think in this age of social media you have to know how to sell yourself. You can't be you can't be naive, and you can't be thinking that people will just lap up whatever random things that you give out. But again, you need to find your audience, and for that to happen it takes a lot of time, effort, and I think the main need is consistency, which I totally lack, and pretty normal. But again, it's something that we have to think of. And whenever I think of these kind of things, I think like i I really feel that the audience who watch these kind of stuff are pretty low, like the number of people who might watch these kinds of stuff. But yeah, if you make something very mainstream, like talk about movies, travel, and cooking and stuff like that, I think people are there, like there is audience. But again, it'll take a longer time for you to reach to a great number of people who might be interested in talking about or reading about stuff like that. Anyway, so these are things that I wanted to talk about. And coming to writing and stuff, I haven't written much. I've written one newsletter post the day I got here, that too in the flight. After that, I tried writing, but I couldn't. I think I wrote one, but I didn't publish it. So yeah, there's this constant struggle to finish things, because it feels good when I start, but it doesn't have the necessary push to finish it up. Anyway, so yeah, that's part of whatever is happening. If anybody has anything to say, let's say. I'll ask a question posing as somebody else. Wait to pose. Talk about talk about the last movie that you watched that released it. No, getting XP. I don't know what these things are for. Great, keep it up to stay at the top spot. Oh, anyways, so you got the first question. Yay, from myself asking about what was the last movie that stayed with me. I don't know, man. So, what was the last movie? I haven't watched much after coming here. I think so. I've been rewatching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Psych, and movies. Watched 3 or 4 movies in the theater here. It's okay feeling because I don't get access to much movies back in Italy. So whenever I get the chance, I try and go. And so far, most of the movies have been pretty abysmal, I should say. I watched F1 and it wasn't that great, to be honest. It was slightly okay, but I think there are far more better racing movies or related to F1. Yes, the taking and the music and stuff like that, those things have improved, but story wise, the impact was not enough, to be honest. Brad Pitt was just just saying dialogues as if nothing has any meaning to it. Like it wasn't that impactful, to be honest. The story lacked the depth, I feel. I I don't know. It's all of this. I think after watching loads of things on the internet, I always feel that we have become quite judgmental about everything. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but again, it's not right as well. Like we keep judging every single thing, and we feel like it's our right to question something that is wrong. But again, and we don't actually question the properly wrong things that happen to us, like uh, like so many things about political issues and stuff. We are pretty afraid not to talk about those things while we talk about the movies and stuff, or the pieces of art that somebody makes, and we either question them or make fun of them and things like that. So yeah, I think that is what I feel happens mostly. Anyway, so uh, what else do we talk about? I don't know how to cut down so many things I have to talk about. I mean, like, how to create multiple videos out of this live. And yeah, next time I'll let you guys know before, so that if anybody's interested to talk or if anybody's interested to join, we can create something in that way. But or maybe we can do a general session about movies, things, movies that are like our favorites or something. So yeah, I want to do it for like 30-40 minutes, and I see that there's only two people watching constantly, and one of them is me. So the other person, I don't know who you are or whoever you are. Thank you. So today, one second. Oh, sorry, that was a mom. So today we spoke about movies, cricket, uh, the movies that are good, movies that have good scenes in the rains, because our theme is rain today, because it's been raining continuously, and just life in general. Like, so I would like to thank everyone, all you 4 or 5 people who might have saw the link and clicked it and liked the video and then fucked off. Anyways, next time we can do a like deeper dive into uh, any cricket series or movies and whatnot. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll finish the live in like 3 minutes. I know nobody's watching, but it's part of asking you to like and comment and whatnot. So doesn't matter anyway. It's quite funny, this whole thing of making a live. Hi, Jojo, how are you? చూస్తున్నా. థ్యాంక్ యూ. నేను కూడా సినిమా చూసా, నీకు చెప్తే మళ్ళీ ఏడుస్తావని చెప్పలేదు. వీడియో బ్యాక్కి వెళ్తే కూలీ గురించి చెప్పింది ఉంటుంది, అది చూసి యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ విత్ ద మూవీస్. And sometimes it is better if you don't watch all these good bigger movies about Kohli, because they are bringing in a lot of like popular stars, and they don't do enough justice to the the people. I mean, like the heroes or the actors. And I think fans sometimes we are taken for granted because we expect a lot, and the hype is created with these teasers and music and whatnot. And when you go and watch the movie, it feels like, what the hell have you done? This is not what I came for, kind of feeling. So yeah, I think in the next big movies, we have to wait for the next big movies. And yeah, that's it. So any other questions? Otherwise we can finish it off now. Yes, अच्छा, सिनेमा अच्छा नहीं है. मास्टर क्लास. Okay, next time, what the finest movie you ever watched? I mean, finest, and like, it again depends on like our preferences. But I think one good movie that I'll always suggest to people is the French movie called Amelie, which is like a magical realism kind of movie. Yeah, with regards to screenplay, I think Yeah, I think Emily is really good. It is made like beautifully shot and stuff, and it's a feel good movie. Once you watch it, you'll know. I think that is good. Maybe you can watch Jojo Rabbit. I don't know if you watched since, but yeah, Jojo Rabbit is a really good movie. It is set up in the World War thing, and yeah, I think it's another very beautiful movie, made well. I mean, written well. It's adapted from a book, and I think they made it really well. Okay, I think it's time to end the show. Next time we'll do it well, and maybe I think I'll get used to it so that I can make more videos like this. But if more people will like and understand what these kind of lives are, we can talk about multiple stuff. So yeah, thank you to whoever has joined, and we'll see you again in the next video. Ciao. And stream.